Welcome everyone. Welcome to this Facebook Live that we are here hosting and collaborating together with Angie Tourani. And my name is Svetlana Transka-Lea. I am international certified body talk practitioner, holistic health practitioner, and a mental health coach. And we're here today to delve into the depths and the joys of MindScape. And I've invited Angie to share, being an expert and an instructor in this beautiful modality, a little bit about what it is, but also we can start today with a bit of origin story. Your origin story, Angie, and perhaps also the MindScape's origin story. So I invite you to introduce yourself first and tell us a bit more about how you came across MindScape.
Sure. Thanks, Svetlana. Yeah, it's been a pleasure to be here to share on MindScape and my journey with this health and wellness. So I've been introduced to Body Talk in 2005. I'm an advanced certified Body Talk practitioner. I practice Body Talk as well as I teach Body Talk seminars, Access and Fundamentals, which is simple courses to basically for self-help as well as to learn and become a professional in this field and become certified practitioner, as well as I teach MindScape. And it's been an interesting journey that started in 2005. And since then, it's been, I would say, totally a new chapter of my life. So I got into Body Talk looking for alternative health for my children who were quite young, and I was just tired of giving them medications and antibiotics. And I knew there has to be something better way of dealing with health, which is not too invasive. I stumbled over a Body Talk system in South Africa, in Johannesburg. So I started with taking Body Talk Fundamental Seminar. Intuitively, I would say, not having much of background information. And that sort of was just the transformational 4 days of my life, starting the new journey with Body Talk and started using it for my family. Saw miraculous results with my kids who used to be sick quite often. And then with the treatments, they would be in good health throughout the year. And MindScape came along with Body Talk. So it's from the same founder, Dr. 𝗪𝗪𝗀𝗃, and it's taught through International Body Talk Association, Parama College, Life Sciences. So when I signed up for MindScape, it was like, if you could see me prior to taking Body Talk and MindScape or my life after, it's like a 360-degree transformation. Prior to MindScape, I would say I was extremely left brain, logical, intellectual, a person, and it was all about intellect and logic. For me, intuition, felt sense, all those words just didn't exist. It was like all about thinking, organizing, and linearly working out things. So when I went for MindScape seminar, and I was just totally blown away by the concept. And on the first day of the seminar, I reached out to my instructor and I was like, this sounds fascinating. I would love to teach this someday. And that sort of started that curiosity and journey. And I dived into training as a MindScape instructor after a couple of years with that deep sense of curiosity of getting to the depth and the knowing of the wisdom that our mind and our potential has. Because I felt I was always still at the surface and I wanted to know deeper. So this MindScape journey of teaching it over a decade has been very rewarding for personal growth and for diving into that consciousness work and sharing it. So I would say since my journey, since 2005 till now, and all the tools that I have accumulated, Body Talk, MindScape, 𝗵𝗄𝗀, and various other things, Reiki and all, something that is really close to my heart or something that I'm totally passionate about is MindScape. And why it would be so. It's like, many times we are looking for solutions, whether it's our health, our relationship, conflicts. And each time when we are looking for solutions, we're looking for solutions outside, finding a therapist, a counselor, finding some resource, some supplement, some information, some change. And it's always reaching out for finding the answers. But MindScape is totally different, where it empowers you to find your solutions from within. It's like you're a powerhouse. You are that the sum of all the knowing and wisdom, and you are connected to this holographic blueprint of all the knowing wisdom that is there. You have got a highest potential subconscious mind, which has got every possible answer and solution for you. And this workshop is about giving you sort of a gateway and access to that inner wisdom, inner knowing, the power of your subconscious mind, and the connection to this whole universal consciousness. I would say I have got a huge spiritual practice right from starting till now. Again, I find MindScape Workshop is a very, very powerful tool for spiritual growth and personal growth, because it's about, having your internal mentor. So imagine you have your mentor 24/7 with you. You have got access to your guidance, to your intuition, and where you're able to find all your solutions. And imagine the life where you're not, running out to find solutions, but you are able to tap into your supercomputer and being able to find your solutions, your best options, and operate from that space of heightened intuition and creativity and sense of connection. So it's a state of connection. Imagine being in that state of connection and being able to function from there. So the state of connection versus when you're disconnected. When we are disconnected, we are feeling anxious, we are feeling stressed, we are compressed of time, there's confusion, there's overwhelm. And once you're in that state of connection, which is also the state of flow, it's like you're in totally in synchronity with your higher self, with your intuitive mind, with your environment. You feel you are always at the right time, at the right place, doing the right thing. And the key benefit of it would be, I would say, the first simplistic benefit of this MindScape workshop is stress. And that's what our topic is, stress. And getting you into that state of calm, because that's the first benefit that automatically comes with that.
Yes. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you very much. That sounds almost magical to me, right? And to a lot of our audience. And I wonder if you could touch on briefly on the science behind MindScape. How was it designed? I know it sort of really integrates our left and right brain in the way it functions and the way we can access it, because in our society, as you mentioned, we have been trained from schooling, from what it is being rewarded, for what it's being paid attention to really look through the left brain, competition, detail, structure, linearity, language, logic, etc., which they're very valuable, of course. But MindScape integrates the right brain, curiosity and creativity and access to our intuition, as well as the field that's all around us. So just quickly, if you could describe the science behind it and some examples of maybe people in history that have used it specifically, or your experience.
Yeah, you've been spot on. As a child, we all are so intuitive and creative. Then the way our academics is programmed, it's all about focused on left brain training. So the thousands and hundred thousands of dollars that you're spending on education, right from the kindergarten to the best universities and master's degree, it's for development of the left brain, which is crucial. We need it. And we also need right brain. So right brain is, if you compare the left and right brain, your left brain is logical, logical, linear, learning with details, structure. Whereas a right brain is more intuition, creativity. It's about seeing the bigger picture. And if you compare the two, it's like you're comparing a pocket calculator versus a state-of-art supercomputer. Now, the optimum functioning comes when you're using the whole brain. So if somebody is only left brain, they are just working with that structure and limited learning and knowledge and wisdom, because knowledge and wisdom is endless. There's endless information, and how much can you memorize, accumulate, learn, and intellectually comprehend, no matter how well educated and how much information you have, still you're there's so much more. Whereas with right brain, you tap into that knowing and wisdom that's all there, that intuition and creativity. So this workshop is about bridging the gap between the left and right hemisphere, so we are able to use the whole brain function. And this is also called the relaxed alpha state of mind, when you're in the zone. So a few examples from past would be Nikola Tesla, the renowned scientist who created alternative engine, radio. And again, in his biography, he had this heightened state of mind where he would be able to precisely look at each and every detail of his invention and being able to make amendments. And he would be able to create a perfectly functioning machine without using a prototype. Wright brothers, who invented flying. Now, these people had something extraordinary for that creativity, or any new idea starts from the mind's eye. And this is that heightened intuitive creative space, which is the alpha state of mind. So MindScape workshop is about bridging the gap between the conscious and subconscious mind, bridging the gap between the left and right hemisphere, and giving access to our superpower, and to give us access into that relaxed alpha state of mind. So when we're talking about alpha state of mind, it's like, if I had to hook up the brain to the computer and measure the brain waves, now that we're having this conversation, we are in a better state of mind, which means our brain frequencies are much higher than 13 frequencies per second. Whereas alpha is a relaxed state of mind, where it's between 8 to 13 hertz. So alpha state of mind is when you're just waking up in the morning and you get all your solutions and bright ideas while you're waking up. It's your state of mind while you're just drifting off to sleep. Or if you're sitting in a nature scene. So it's your relaxed daydream state of mind where you are active, there are thought patterns, but there is more space and gap, which is the gap for sort of creativity and intuition. Then we have got even more slower brain waves, which is theta and delta, which is our dream state and sleep state. So MindScape workshop is about how do we alter into this relaxed alpha state of mind. And it's about rewiring our neural pathways to be able to function from this relaxed state of mind. So we have got heightened intuition and creativity. And imagine if you can function from this alpha state of mind, it's like, you bypass stress. Now, stress is one key factor behind everything, whether you talk about any physical health issues, no matter what your diagnosis is, the causative factor behind that is stress. It could be your performance, your relationship issues. It's like, stress is one core word that sort of dictates all the imbalances and conflicts in our life. And if you could learn to rewire your nervous system where you're constantly functioning from this relaxed alpha state of mind, you will bypass health issues, because most of the health issues are related to stress. You will optimize your performance because being in that heightened, intuitive, created, relaxed state of mind is the core attributes that you need for success in any aspect of your life. So yeah, getting into that relaxed alpha state of mind and being able to function from there. And that's why it would be something similar to meditation. So, many a times people find it difficult to meditate. Now, meditation is such a hype word where we all know the benefits of it, and each one is trying to find a way to meditate. But it's just overwhelming with amount of different sources, information, and tools and techniques that we have. And many a times for people who have got very busy mind, it's impossible for them to get into that quietened state and being able to meditate, whether it's on a sound or a certain guided meditation. And that's where MindScape workshop comes in. So if you feel you're struggling with meditation or getting into that state, MindScape workshop gives you very straightforward, simple relaxation and visualization tools to alter into that relaxed alpha state of mind and get the benefit of that meditation. And even better, imagine you could access that state of mind anytime, anywhere, and extend the benefit of your 20 minutes of meditation to throughout the day. So you could be 24/7 in that relaxed state of mind, operating your everyday functions when you're meeting your clients, when you're working with your conflict resolution, running your marathon, or literally every aspect, you could be functioning from this state of mind and getting the benefits of this relaxed alpha state of mind. And again, for people who meditate a lot, this would be a power tool to amplify their state of meditation to another level of depth, and a very powerful tool for personal growth. Again, I mean, as the topics are evolving, what I want to talk about personal growth for myself, I would say I see it the most precious tool for personal growth, because it's like no matter what you're going through in your life, this tool, MindScape Workshop, will give you access to find out what is going on at the energetic and consciousness level. So let's say if I've got a health issue or somebody has got a health condition, one thing is you go out and you're trying to fix it physically, medication, lifestyle changes, and so on. And many a time it's the consciousness or the psychology which is contributing to those symptoms. And I would say there is no better place than MindScape, where you can dive into and find the story. What is contributing to that symptom and condition? What's the source of it? It could be a particular trauma, anger, some unresolved issue, which you will be able to surface and work through it. And the best thing is, once you have worked through that stuff, you will see your symptoms disappear. So, I mean, I feel there's a huge space for Western medicine in our life. But personally speaking, for me, I see Western medicine as my last preference. So I'm more into energy medicine and even more in consciousness, where I would dive into my MindScape workshop and just tune in and find out what is behind it, what is causing that discrepancy at the consciousness level, and address it and work with that. And I would say 80 to 90% of times it works just miraculous, where you're able to see instant shifts in your health, because we are just not physical beings. We are energy beings, and at the core, it's all the consciousness. So the discrepancies at that levels, once you address it, you see the ripple impact at the physical level.
That's right. You become aware, and that's where a lot of, I think, a lot of disease or strife or stress comes from. Obviously being very busy, but also not being aware of what is causing, or what is the root cause, or even just sort of the cause and effect of things. And I find with MindScape, when practiced, is really the ability to let things appear and get clearer as to what is causing what. And therefore that awareness in itself is part of the resolvement, I find, with a lot of the situations. And with the alpha state of mind, even with the science of flow, which is very, very popular at the moment. And we know that athletes and high performers of all levels have been taught those skills for years and decades. This is nothing new. It is something that's become more available to everyone now to be able to learn and have access to, and that's really exciting. In my community, I've worked with a lot of parents with children with disability, a lot of parents even with children that are home educated. And I wonder how MindScape can really serve those communities. So specifically parents, for example, of one dealing with their own stress, because the parents are the environment of their children. So that is always in my mind the first step. But also fostering their own children, understanding their children better, and helping them be whole brain humans.
Yeah, that's amazing questions. I would say, as a parent, and I myself from that role of parenting, we all are so busy finding solution, taking care. And I would say, as a mother, you're like a warrior. You'll put everything aside, and it's like just taking care of your kids at any cost. And many times there's a lot of burnout. So first thing is, like, parenting advice is self-care and self-nurturing, because when you're burnt out, you cannot give from an empty vessel. And kids, especially at younger age, they don't have a personality of their own. They are absorbing everything from the parents. So though as a parent, you have to run the show for your children, taking care of their needs and making sure they are thriving, But taking care of your inner balance and your state of mind is the most biggest influence for the children energetically. So when we talk about self-care, I mean, a MindScape workshop would just work amazing. If you're struggling with time and you feel, oh my God, I've got so much time, I don't have time to add on another tool. Well, with MindScape workshop, once you practice, you learn it and it becomes your natural state. So you are in that relaxed state of mind where we have got expanded version of time. Now, being compressed with time versus feeling you have got ample of time is our state of mind. So the way our brain is wired, we see time linearly into past, present, and future. But it all existed now. So it's like, you're reading a book with 100 pages and you're on the 50th page. But the whole book exists at the same time, which means you can flip and read the first chapter, or you can read the ending of the story. So similarly, time all exists now, but the way our brain is wired, we see it in past, present, and future. So once you learn the seminar, you're able to work with the concept of time and have this relaxed sort of phase of time, which means you're never running late. You've got ample of time to accommodate. Now, if you can just clear that time crisis from a parent's life, that itself is the biggest resource, because we always have got so much to do and just not enough time. So having that expanded version of time where you can accomplish everything with ease once you're in that relaxed alpha state of mind. Then as a parent, yourself feeling more grounded, stable, and managing your stress is crucial to how you are going to support the crisis and situation with your kids. So imagine a parent who is just feeling overwhelmed or getting into overreactions and stressed, and the tons of patience that could be needed dealing with children, especially with learning disorders or certain sort of limitations. It could be quite a burnout. So again, taking care of yourself and being able to activate these neural pathways where you're in this alpha state of mind. So you're totally in a relaxed zone, state of flow while you're communicating and working with your kids. Again, working with kids with limitations, it's like, let's say we're talking about autism. Being able to tune in and find what's going on energetically and emotionally. So let's say you're trying out a few different therapies, supplements, and so on, which is working for them. How are they emotionally reacting? Now, MindScape Workshop give you tools for a deeper communication. Now, when we talk about communication is just not verbal. So at the moment, this verbal communication is a certain lower frequency of communication. We have got various higher frequencies of communication where you can tune into, and with this MindScape workshop, you get tools to connect with the person at the deeper level, which is beyond the verbal communication, which means you're basically able to bypass the ego mind. You're able to bypass all the emotions of the past, limitations your own as well as other person, and connect to the core and communicate at that level. So it's like, sharpening your telepathy, your intuition, your inner communication. So you're able to connect with your child and exactly know, okay, this new technique or new therapy that I'm introducing, is it helping my child or not? And to what extent, or what are the limitations, how to best support him. So imagine having this tool for parents or anybody that is working with people in general, being able to connect with people at a deeper level, being able to sort of read their mind and see what is working for them or what their challenges are, and then being able to come up with a solution that suits them best. So that's a very powerful tool that a parent could access to support and make the best decisions for the child. Because again, there's so many options and solutions out there. And as a parent, you're constantly discerning where to invest your time, resource, energy, and effort to support your child, let's say with homeschooling or different challenges that they could have. So this workshop is all about giving you that heightened intuition and better discernment. Now, intuition is not something that we learn. It's an inborn instinct. And it's just simply the muscle that has faded off because we haven't used it for a very long time. So this is about, giving an amplifier and a clear voice, to your intuition, so you're able to listen to it with clarity and being able to act on it. So we all have these subtle senses, which gives us being able to see the bigger picture, to be able to see beyond the physical, to be able to read in between lines, to be able to hear things with clarity. And this workshop is like, imagine if you give those icons where you have got this amplified, in modern technology, we can say, let's say you've got your personal series on your phone, and anything you need, you go to your series and you ask a question. Series, help me with so-and-so, give me this information. Now, imagine with MindScape Workshop, you have got access to your inner wisdom, which is acting like your series, your Google information, your connection to this universal consciousness with all the information data. So, I mean, we are familiar with the concept of iCloud, where all the information is stored and you're accessing it through there. Similarly, we all are part of this universal consciousness. It is the same energy that prevails. And basically, working with this MindScape workshop is having access to that iCloud, which is the information which is in this universal consciousness, and we are part of this universal consciousness, being able to access all the information and download any resource that you need, or download any support system that you need. So with our modern technology, a child that is born in this age is so comfortable with, let's say, using technology or phone or Wi-Fi's and all. But energetically speaking, similarly, we are part of this hologram. We are part of this consciousness, and we all are interconnected. So it's a dynamic, interactive web of knowledge, information, and a hologram, which means each tiny piece has got information to all. So in simple words, MindScape is more like, you've got a computer and now you're installing an internet to it, and you have got access to the iCloud. So imagine how you're optimizing your quality of life. So parents, coming back to the parents' situation, taking care of themselves, being able to communicate with their children much better, finding solutions for them, and supporting the children with their challenges. So again, MindScape would be excellent with optimizing your focus, concentration, memory, learning capacity, as well as for sports training. So you spoke about sports training, how that mental rehearsal optimizes your performance, because mental training is the key behind everything. So when you're doing your interviews or your examinations, using that relaxed state of mind, where you've got your learned information, but you've got heightened intuition and creativity, as well as you've got access to all the information which is beyond your left brain to be able to comprehend and perform best. So academically speaking, I would say it just works miraculous. I'll share with you my personal story. So when I was training with Body Talk, I was studying this anatomy and physiology 1-year course. And I ended up traveling a lot and missed a lot of it. And I had 1 month before exam. So I used my MindScape workshop to study and write my exams from. My teacher told me, don't try giving exams this year because, you've missed 80% of it. It's intense and you won't be able to pass. And anyways, I wanted to try, and I used all the resources that I had, which is my MindScape. I did my exams and I got 83%. And to my teacher, it was just impossible if you've missed most of the coursework. I would say it would have been impossible for me professionally, academically speaking. If I didn't had MindScape workshop, it would have probably taken me many more years to accomplish what I did. So when you're talking about focus, concentration, memory, performance is all at the peak, at the state of mind. You learn and absorb information better. You are functioning beyond what your intellectual or left brain memory can comprehend by using this alpha state of mind. So a very powerful tool for academics, for supporting your children, as well as for athletes and sports performance, to give that extra edge once you integrate the mental rehearsal and technique.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I know us mothers specifically, and I'm not excluding fathers, but we are tend to be intuitive, tend to be feeling things and knowing things, especially with our children. And what I find with Mindscape is we know we might have an image of something or a sense, but we don't always know if it is or isn't, or if this is my imagination, is this what I need to pay attention to? And I have found that Mindscape gives you that structure, a structure of seeking the information or seeking the experience or the knowing, as well as receiving it through certain aspects or part or tools within that workshop. And we're not going to tell you too much about it because it's something to be experienced. But it is a fascinating, almost like a structure that we create through this course that then you can access that structured intuition. Would you agree?
Yep. So that's exactly what Mindscape Workshop is about, getting into this, firstly, into this relaxed alpha state of mind, building up your neural pathway to access that relaxed state of mind, and then creating your virtual mental space. And this is about your virtual space to access all the faculties of your mind. So imagine you've got a computer, and this computer, it's a supercomputer. You need a software, and this software is, let's say, your icons, which is Google Sheet or Microsoft Office, and various different icons that you have on your laptop, which gives you access to that function. Imagine if you didn't have that, and you have this very powerful computing power, but no operating system. So similarly, we have got immense potential when we talk about mind and our subconscious mind. It has got a lot of information, a lot of strength and knowing and wisdom there. And this workshop is about giving these icons, which gives you access for optimizing your communication. And this could be communication with your subconscious mind, finding your answers from within, communication externally with people. It gives you tools for getting into this heightened intuition, creativity, for healing yourself, for working with time, for excelling your sort of all the potential of your mind in various different aspects. So imagine it's like a Swiss Army knife that gives you access to so much functions of your mind by using and giving it a structure, because we have all that potential. And it's just giving that structure to the subconscious mind so you're able to optimize. One of the function would be manifesting your goals and using your specific visualization tools and techniques to be able to create the outcome that you're looking for. So to sum it up, the benefits of Mindscape Workshop, the first one and natural one comes as stress release, but even more is optimizing your intuition and creativity, using it for conflict resolution. Again, I can just tell you so many stories about my personal and other people who have used it for conflict resolutions, and it just works miraculous. You could use it for your performance, for coming up with creative ideas, your presentations, your academics, learning new skills, time travel, if that fascinates you, remote viewing. Now, all this is not a new information. So when we talk about remote viewing, time travel, shamans and lots of different people and cultures in the past have got similar sort of techniques. Militaries have been trained with these sort of tools for optimizing their function. The beauty of this workshop is the genius behind it, Dr. John Weltham, who has put this into such a simplified structure that anyone can learn and get access to the power of the mind and use it for time travel, remote viewing. So in Mindscape Workshop, one of the techniques that you learn at the end of the seminar, which is called scanning, where you are able to pick up information on someone or about something that your left brain doesn't know anything about. And with this alpha state of mind and this creation of your Mindscape Workshop, you will be surprised how you'll be able to pick up all the information and be spot on with it. So our limitation is our belief systems, and it's like, giving it access through giving it that internet connection and connecting to the cloud of that knowledge and wisdom that's around us. So endless potential with this one workshop to optimize your mind and for your personal growth.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. It is quite mind-blowing. I will attest to that scanning technique at the end. It is incredible to experience. And just tell us a little bit more about how the workshop will, or the course will proceed, and then whether you, how would people learn? Would they be able to just go away and have all the information, or would there be support available for practicing? Because it's something that needs practice and application.
Right. Yeah. So basically, you come for the workshop. It's taught online. It's a virtual workshop over 3 days, where it's more experiential workshop. So you'll be experiencing and learning these techniques and rehearsing, and we'll be using all the tools and techniques in there. You get a manual and a certificate of attendance, as well as you get post-seminar support sessions, which is like, it's a group online session where you will go and basically get continuous support each month on it, as well as there's access with WhatsApp collective group and forums and all, where you're able to share your stories, ask questions. So you are guided and supported, and till you basically master this technique and become natural with it. Again, when the seminar is taught to kids, I mean, for them, it's just so easy because they are naturally in that state of intuition and creativity. For adults, sometimes it could be just letting go of those limiting belief systems to be able to embrace and rewire the nervous system. But yes, you're supported, and you'll see this as a transformational workshop in your personal growth. So yeah, we have got a seminar coming up in July. So feel free to join. And the seminar is for different time zones: so Australia, New Zealand, the US, Hong Kong, and Asia. So please check out our website, bodytalksystem.com.hk, for more information. And thank you, Svetlana. It was lovely chatting with you and having this opportunity to share.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm excited.
Lovely. So yeah, look forward to see you guys. Thanks.
Thank you.